So then we have loads of resources depending upon how much you are going to do development of content that speak to this whole process. I wanted to just give you this graphic as a way to say that depending again on what your proposal is focusing on, what this whole process does is, as you see in red up there, it is a process where we use the expertise of teachers and faculty, administrators as well, as subject matter experts in the development. And what the network brings to it, the NROC project, is all of this expertise that takes that expertise from the institutions and actually makes it into these shareable, high-quality products. And so this, being able to speak to the quality and rigor of the process of development. Now, obviously, it depends on what resources and how you're actually going to do development. But what we can offer is the documentation as to how we develop courses, and that's part of the toolkit that we'll be providing, so that you can do capacity building or further training of any development team that you are going to deploy, and at least at a minimum follow some of the user and server requirements and some of our recommended metadata that goes with the learning objects and the whole idea of learning object architecture, because all of those, regardless of whether it's NROC or not, those are all essential to create shareable, reusable, quality content. And so by being able to point to those requirements all coming out of a very well-oiled machine that is the NROC development process. So the other thing that I think on this discussion of quality, it's really important to point to some vetted guidelines, and regardless of the debate around quality guidelines, if you look at them, I've just picked these four that we commonly refer to or know or are using in our projects, ours being all of ours here. They vary in scope as to what they're talking about in terms of, is it just the content development process or is it the content and delivery? These are a couple of the other ones that you all know. They're thematically consistent, and what I mean by that is if you look at the different categories, they really do map together quite a bit. So I think you can look at those and see that there are some pretty broadly accepted standards as to what, at least in terms of the content and process development, are required. And these, all of these guidelines will have links or downloadable documents so that you can refer to those.
So do you want to speak to this? Because I know this is one of the things you've really been advocating from the NACOL perspective.
Yeah, in terms of the quality standards, I mean, there are a set of standards that were developed in partnership also with SRAB and a review of all of the NROC standards too. So those are embedded in that and involved, and we've got the outline of them. In terms of race to the top, I think it's helpful to know what review processes and what quality standards you're using and how they're addressed. But I haven't heard a lot of debate on people citing these types.
Do you think the INACOL standards have risen to the top of the heap? I mean, since they bring together a lot of standards.
I'm so biased on that.
Yes, the answer is yes. Yeah, the answer is yes. Okay, don't worry about it.
Case closed. So INACOL would be the standard you